Hvordan ser fremtidens arbeidsliv ut? Dette flaggsaken til Parat i 2024. Vi har pratet med dr. Thomas Koken ved MIT Sloan School of Management om akkurat dette temaet. Her på MIT er de mest kjent for forskning på banebrytende teknologi. En del av nøkkelen til suksess for arbeidstakere i fremtiden og på fremtidens arbeidsplass er nettopp tilgang og opplæring i ny teknologi, ifølge Koken.
There's a mindset shift now that I'm very much in support of and been arguing for a long time. We need to keep asking the question, how do we educate the workforce to be able to use these tools and then to think about how they can make their jobs better? But they've got to have the power and the influence to be able to act on it. So everybody says, I'm sick of the business community saying, we have to train people on this stuff. We have to educate. Yes, but then once they're educated, make sure that they've got some power to do something with this stuff. If you leave those early stage decisions about what is this stuff going to be used to do to the vendors, there is a strong kind of labor displacing mentality. Unions have a right to bargain over the effects of technology on wages, hours, and working conditions. But unfortunately, they don't have any automatic requirement to require employers to bargain over the very early stage decisions that really shape the technology. That is, what problems are we trying to solve, or what opportunities are we trying to address, and so on. And then how do you design it in a way that links it to the way in which people do their work?
Man har nylig sett eksempler på store gjennombrudd for fagforeninger her i USA. Blant annet så ble det nettopp landet en historisk avtale for arbeidere i bilindustrien, og da spesielt på elektriske kjøretøy.
More workers want to join a union today than ever before in the United States. I've been studying this since the 1970s, and in the 1970s there was a national survey that found about 1/3 of the non-union workforce said they would vote for a union if given the chance. That same survey was done in the 1990s, same number. Now, if you do that survey as we did in 2017, we found just under 50%. Now that number is above 50%. So there's a lot of interest, but there's strong resistance from American employers, and that's the fundamental constraint on union growth.
En del av utfordringen med fremtidens arbeidsliv er at noen arbeidere har lettere tilgang på goder som hjemmekontor og fleksibilitet i arbeidshverdagen enn andre. Det skaper ikke en direkte økonomisk forskjell mellom folk, men det skaper en sosial forskjell blant arbeidsstyrken.
I do not believe that we are going to go to full-time, except in some occupations and some situations, where a high proportion of the workforce is going to be working full-time in a remote fashion. And I worry particularly about young people, because I think it really makes it harder for them to build the networks and to get socialized into how do we get things done in the organization. This AI and so on is going to eliminate some jobs. Over the long haul, maybe considerable number. We just don't know, and it's a big worry. Workers want more flexibility in how they do their work. And so they've been able to take advantage of the technologies like the one we're using right now, and related ones to do more work in remote locations at home, and even some group work with using these technologies. And so there's a preference for more time spent remote work. Also, people in the big cities, the commuting time, if you can save 2 hours a day, that gives you 2 hours either to work longer or to have more time personal time, family time, and so on. Willingness to move across jobs has really reduced inequality and raised wages of people at the bottom more than people at the top. And we see this more militant form of collective bargaining in response to inflation and all the pent-up pressures. So we're seeing some real growth in wages for the first time in decades.